Hello from Hackavan. This is Ayush again, and welcome to the new playlist, Googlepedia. So, we'll be answering 3 questions in this video. It's an introductory video. Question number 1: what is this playlist Googlepedia about? To answer your question, a very good question is that in this playlist we'll be targeting Google preparation, or you can generalize it as the Big 4 preparation. What is Big 4? Google, I'll arrange it in descending order. Google, priority 1, Facebook, priority 2, Microsoft, priority 3, Amazon, priority 4. So why just these 4 come in the Big 4? There are a lot of other good companies, but the fact is, if you are prepared for a technical interview in any of these 4 companies, you are well prepared to crack any technical interview. So, I think I answered pretty well to this question. Let's move to the question number 2. Let's not reveal everything in question number 1 itself. How is it different from other thousands of blogs and videos already available on the internet about Google preparation? The answer to this is that we'll be tackling every algorithm, every data structure problem that we go through in each and every video from the perspective of facing the same question in a Google interview. So, what we'll be basically doing is we'll be following a structure. We'll be first analyzing the problem statement, then writing a pseudocode for it. Why pseudocode? Because pseudocode is very important. What we generally do is whenever we get a question, we quickly open our editor, whatever editor it is, jump into coding. That's not a good practice. Reason being, in Google interview, you'll always be asked to write your code first on a whiteboard. And a whiteboard coding is very different from your editor coding. There's no auto-completion, everything is different. There was one interview in which I forgot how to initialize a class in Python when I was writing on the whiteboard. So we'll be writing the pseudocode. Then we'll be writing the program in Python, a well-arranged program in Python, not just for the sake of writing a program, but for the sake of writing a good program, optimized program. Then we'll execute and see the output of the program. Step 4, we'll analyze the program, the asymptotic analysis of the program, the space complexity, the time complexity, and make sure it's the most efficient program. Then we'll write a unit test to test our code. It could be JUnit, it could be PyTest, depending upon your language of choice. So with these 5 steps taken care, for every algorithm, you'll get in a practice that you won't get nervous when you face a program in one of those Big 4 interviews. You won't feel nervous when you get a marker in your hand and you get a whiteboard instead of a keyboard and a Atom editor or a PyCharm editor. So we'll target that. And question number 3, what is in it for me? A very good question. Exactly, what is in it for me? So what is in it for me is because I'm starting this video series not from the perspective of a person who is just there to teach others. No, I'm here from the perspective of a learner, a fellow aspiring Googler who is also preparing for Google and wants to share his knowledge with you fellow Googlers as well. Because if you are here, you are aspiring to be a Googler as well. So let's practice together. You can write down in your comments that did I tackle the problem in the right way? Was there a better way to tackle it? You can throw me questions. I can throw you questions, and we can together reach Google at the same time, join Google Mountain View together. So that is point number 1. And point number 2, which I have learned in my learning phase, is that the best way to learn anything is to follow the Feynman's technique. What is Feynman's technique? Feynman's technique basically is that learn anything in a way that you're good enough to learn to teach that particular skill to a third person. So when you are confident enough to teach it a skill, whatever skill it be, learning guitar, doing a handstand, whatever it be, to a third person, it means you're really good at that skill. In communicating your ideas to the third person, in really, you know the skills in and out. And that is very important when you're going and facing a Google interview and you have an interviewer who is already a Googler, a fellow Googler in front of you, and you have to communicate your ideas, which is over here, to that fellow person, because that interview of 1 hour is going to predict whether you become a Googler or not. So that's a big difference. So, fellow learners, with that said, I think we should jump into coding, and we should make sure that we tackle every program, every algorithm in a way that it's Google ready. So I think that covers the gist of it. So let's jump into it. And before I leave, I've made a GitHub repository. So right now there are 2 contributors in this GitHub repository. It says Googlepedia. There's me, Ayush from HackerOne, and there's Amit from Liberal Dot, AK Singh DCE. So I'll be sharing the link in my videos as well, so that you can join the repository and you can be a contributor as well, and we can together learn and we can together crack the Big Four. All the best.